And joining us now on the phone, the senator for the great state of Louisiana, Senator John Kennedy. Welcome back to American Ground Radio, sir.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
So it has been, I think, one of the busiest 13 weeks of any presidency that I can recall in American history. How are you sitting there in Washington able to keep up with the pace of this administration?
Well, I mean, you know, it has been fast paced. I'm kind of used to it. It just takes a big heart, a lot of wind, and a thick skin. But we're getting it done. I'm not saying we're undefeated, but we've won more than we've lost, and the best is yet to come.
What do you tell folks who say the sky is falling? You know, especially when these tariffs first started getting rolled out to the American people and really all around the world. And you had all of these folks saying, oh, the sky is falling. This is what you voted for. He's destroying the United States economy. What's your best advice to folks who really aren't sure whether what President Trump is doing with the tariffs is actually the right thing to do?
Well, I quote the guy in the movie Pulp Fiction. I just tell him to be cool, honey bunny. Let me explain to you what's going on. Let's take tariffs. Here are the facts. For many years, foreign countries have used trade barriers, tariffs, to hurt the American economy and to take America's jobs. And President Trump has decided to fight back. And he has told these foreign countries, look, if you raise your tariffs, I'm going to raise America's. Tit for tat. If you will lower your tariffs, I will lower America's tariffs. And then an astounding thing happened. There are 195 countries in the world, and most of them, I thought they would bow up and fight, but most of them had come to the table and said, we want to lower our tariffs. So we want you to lower yours. And that's a good thing, because when a government puts a tariff on the economy, that's like government putting its thumb on the scale. It restricts people's freedom to exchange goods and services. So the lower the tariffs, the better. And President Trump is in the process of negotiating lower tariffs. And it's also undeniable that these foreign countries would not be at the negotiating table but for what President Trump did.
Yep, absolutely.
So, you how can you not support that? I mean, being against that is like being against little children and prosperity and golden retrievers. I mean, who can be against having both sides lower their weapons? And that's kind of where we are. The worst offender, of course, is China. That one may take a little longer. We admitted China to the World Trade Organization on December 11th, 2001, and China started cheating December the 12th. But we've got China's attention, and we're going to get them to lower their trade barriers as well.
Senator Kennedy, we also are talking about, DOGE and the cuts that they've been finding, and how does that translate into the budget? You've got a big budget battle coming up here in the Senate after the House finishes its fight. Are the American people actually going to see the cuts that DOGE says they found turn into legislation within the budget?
Yes. I'm a big Elon Musk fan. I think the guy's a rock star. I think he has tiger blood. He and Trump are doing what people have talked about doing for 50 years, and that's reducing the waste, getting rid of the spending porn in the federal budget. Look, we've already made cuts when we get back from the Easter break, President Trump is going to send us over what's called a rescission bill, which starts asking Congress to make certain cuts that he's not been able to make on his own. None of the Democrats will vote for it, but Republicans have a majority in both the Senate and the House, and we only need 51 votes to pass it. So I'm looking forward to that.
Senator,
and the objective of all of this is to lower prices. And the way you start first is by reducing the federal spending, which reduces the stimulus for the economy.
Senator John Kennedy, thank you so much for the work you're doing for the American people.
And for explaining everything to folks. I mean, not just today in this interview.
But every time, in only the way that Senator Kennedy can. Thank you so much.
Be cool, honey bunny. Remember.
We will.
Be cool, honey bunny. He's just got a catchphrase every time he's on. He's got a catchphrase. John Kennedy from Louisiana.